Alright guys, welcome to the relaunch of Reviews from the Shadows. Some of you are probably saying, oh, you already did this with 2.0. Well, that was the plan until our former co-host left and threatened to sue me if I didn't delete all the stuff, including him. So, I had to remove every single archive of Reviews from the Shadows and start all over. So, I'm looking for a new co-host. Should have one next month, but I wanted to give you guys something this month. So, I just was on Netflix and checked out a couple sports documentaries that I talked about. We never talked about those before. The first one was the 20 years of UFC. Now, I know we've had some of a UFC fighter on the show before on our former wrestling show, not the new one yet. Try and get her back on, but all in all, never actually, was a huge UFC fan. I like WWE more. But I watched this documentary and I learned a lot more about UFC and kind of respect it more now. Like I knew back in the day it was just a blood sport and everybody just came in, fought, kicked ass. No rules, none of that stuff. You watch the documentary though, they went through a lot of shit trying to get off the ground. I can kind of see why some people thought it was human cockfighting and all that stuff, and the government was against it, all that shit. So it was kind of cool seeing that history standpoint. And being not that educated on UFC, I never knew that Dana White actually didn't own UFC. I thought he was the owner and all that stuff. I didn't know two guys who owned a casino owned it and bought it from the original creator and all that stuff, and almost sold it to somebody else, but then said screw it, stuck with it, and got their Spike TV deal, all that cool stuff. So it's cool and seeing all the old fights, footage from that stuff that I'd never seen before, which is pretty cool. I did enjoy seeing that and learning more about it in general. So, very good documentary. Check that out on Netflix if you have it. If you're in Canada, you have to have the American Netflix to see that. I'm not going to tell you how to do that on air because I'll get in shit, but Google it. You'll find it. It's not hard. So, that's pretty cool. If you're a UFC fan, you'll probably love it. If you're new and want to get to know it more, it's a good educational kind of thing to watch, and some people need get your head out of your ass, and you might understand it more. I got my head out of my ass, and I respect it more. I'm still not gonna pay that much money for pay-per-view and watch it. However, it is pretty sweet. Guys, check that out if you get the chance, and if you don't get the chance, you're missing out because it's really cool, and it'll explain a lot more to you guys about UFC. Some of the fight footage is pretty graphic too, though. Like some of the stuff I never ever seen before, so it's pretty cool. And the first fight that the new owners put on after they bought it, they thought somebody was dead. He got hit so hard, and they're talking about like, oh shit, what the hell if we just bought this and somebody's gonna die the first pay-per-view. It was pretty cool, and I'm actually surprised nobody died in those older fights because holy fuck, they're beating the shit out of each other and just kicking each other in the head while they were down. It was pretty brutal and pretty graphic, so check that out if you're a UFC fan, and let me know what you think. Paranormala@gmail.com. Alright guys, that's movie number 1. We'll be right back after the break. Alright, second movie we're going to look at, sports documentary wise, is the CM Punk doc from a couple years ago. If you guys are wrestling fans, you know their documentaries have kind of sucked in the last little while, but the CM Punk one was really, really good. Actually, it was more like a professional documentary than a wrestling DVD. Follow his life, career, everything like that. It's off Netflix now because he left WWE or it's just time to come off, but none of the shit ever comes off there, so it might just be because he left. Go check it out on DVD if you can find it, or I'm sure it's online somewhere. But it's really cool, and you can follow everything, see old Ring of Honor stuff, see WWE, ECW relaunch stuff, even the training facility back in the day for WWE, stuff like that. Talk to Heyman, see that nobody really wanted him to be a WWE wrestler. They tried to push him down, he got famous, and all the tribulations that went along with it, winning the title, not getting pushed, getting the title taken away, all this stuff. It was pretty cool. Excuse me, I'm sick here, so I'm trying not to cough too much. Yeah, if you check it out, you'll I would love to see the DVD. I saw the Netflix thing, and the doc was great, but if they actually got the matches that were on there from the other companies, I would love to see that shit because it would be pretty amazing. Because I missed the old Ring of Honor days. I never saw some of that stuff, so it'd be really cool to check out and see the DVD and see all these matches and shit, because there's going to be a lot of matches on there. You Google it, you see the matches that... We'll probably see the matches that are on there, but didn't get a chance to do that today. Excuse me for a second, guys. Like I said, sick as hell, need a drink. Sorry about that. But, let's see. When you're watching that DVD, it's Punk. He even says himself, says he can come off as an asshole, but some people say so many good things about him. You never really know. But he seems cool enough, takes care of himself, got a tour bus so he didn't actually kill his knees and stuff. If you're not a wrestling fan, you don't listen to the other shows, those guys travel in cars 360 days a year from city to city doing shows and shit like that, and planes. They'll kill your knees to actually have a tour bus and travel around in comfort. Helps their career a lot, man. They can bring their families and shit like that, so it's a good idea. If I was one of those guys, I would definitely do that, so you'll see a lot of cool stuff. Shows he just randomly changes his diet to look differently, like cuts out meat and just eats everything veggie, and then goes into the area where they eat after the shows, and it's like everything's beef and stuff like that, and you see the other wrestlers like, dude, the way we travel and shit, the only place to eat is like a McDonald's and a Wendy's and a Burger King and shit like that, so yeah, it's kind of fun. You see who he hangs out with, who his friends are, and some of them you wouldn't really think, but it's pretty cool. You get stuff from Lita, Edge, Kofi Kingston, all these people. You can tell who's friends, who aren't, but it's pretty cool. And you see some of the big name guys who are just like, this guy doesn't have it, and then all of a sudden he gets huge and all that stuff. And he's got a lot of stuff about when he left the company the first time with the belt and shit like that. It's pretty cool. So I recommend checking that out. Alright, so that's our Punk DVD there. So I'm sorry about the short shows. That's why I'm combining this with body slams and backdrops this month, just so that you guys at least get some content. A little shorter than normal. With the commercials and everything, we should hit about a 30-minute show, hopefully. And I'll probably split these up and put them on YouTube. So next month I will have a co-host again. We'll go back to regular format, movie versus movie. I think we're taking a look at the Raven versus something Stephen King, which I can't remember at the moment. But hopefully that'll be Chrissy P. will be on. But we have a lot of guest hosts lined up. And I'm going to re-air the reviews from the Shadows with Star Wars Talk with Frank and Daniel Reiser. I just have to edit out something that we're not allowed to play on the show anymore, or we'll get sued. So I'll edit that out and I'll re-air that. So sorry for the note. We might have intro music while I'm recording this. I don't actually have any right now because I had to get rid of that too. So if I don't have the intro music, all that shit will return next month. Much better quality show. And I'll actually have someone to talk to, and we'll have a good, entertaining show. So, you guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking with us through Relaunch Month. Still to come this month, we got Historical Hauntings Canada. Will be Blue Ghost Tunnel and Devil's Punch Bowl. And we'll have History of World War II. And some other stuff will be coming. I think The Invisible World's coming back as well. So, check that out, guys. And next month, we're coming back full force with Paranormal A Radio, Spectral, PA Extreme. Everything's coming back full force. But you guys are kicking ass and helping us with this relaunch, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this little short double episode here of the two shows. And we will definitely be back next month. Full show, new co-host, and much longer 30-minute to an hour show. So thank you guys again for joining us and listening. And that's it for me. Later.